Most students will graduate broke, not because they lack opportunities, but because they're waiting for the right time. Now, for me personally, I didn't start because I was confident. I started because I was tired of waiting. At 20, I didn't really have a lot of experience. All I had was urgency. The urgency I had actually forced me to go out and learn the skills I needed to learn very fast. And one of the things that actually happened to me is that I understood the concept of leverage. And when I talk about leverage, I understood that the time I had was limited, the capital I had was also limited, and the concept of leverage also made sense to me, that I could also work less and less while making more and more. The other thing that happened was that I really got some things wrong at the beginning, and there are obviously mistakes that I did, but I came to learn through them as fast as I could, and I used them as stepping stones to actually where I am today. Now, one of the first mistakes that I did is that I tried to impress. Now, you can never learn while trying to impress, because learning really needs you to do the real action, really needs you to get your hands dirty, really needs you to get your hands down, your head down, and also roll your sleeves. Now, you cannot try to learn and impress at the same time. It doesn't work. Now, that is one of the mistakes that I did, and something that also I really got wrong at the beginning is that I really focused on the results instead of the skills. Now, as we all know, it is the skills that bring about the result. You cannot expect to have the results without mastering the skill. You need to master a skill, whether it's communication, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whichever the skills it is, you need to master it, because it is the very thing that is going to bring about the results that you're looking for. Another mistake that I did is that I tried to avoid discomfort. Now, growth can never happen in your comfort zone. You can never grow while you are comfortable. So you need to get yourself in circles. And personally, I had to do this myself. I needed to get myself in circles, in rooms, in places that made me uncomfortable, because it is through doing the things that you are uncomfortable doing that you get to learn, and also to discover much more about whatever you're learning, and even much more about yourself as a person. Now, I also needed to identify the things that really mattered, or rather the things that moved the needle. And for me personally, even up to today, the things that really matter, or the things that move the needle for me, is number one, the daily activities. You see, you have to have a daily method of operation. You need to master something, and it is through the repetition of doing this over and over again, each and every single day, that you become a master, that you become a pro, and that is how you'll become more valuable in the marketplace and get overly compensated for the same. You also need to actually master the concept of mentorship, and all of these things that I'm sharing, I personally had to do them, and some of them, like mentorship, I do up to today. I need to identify someone, or rather, you need to identify someone who has already achieved whatever you want to achieve. Someone who is already living the dream, whatever the dream you have, someone who is already where you want to be. Now, use that person as a blueprint, as a guide, as a resource to help you know the path that you need to take, rather than going outside and doing it all for yourself, doing trial and error, learning by yourself, doing the mistakes and learning from them. You can identify someone who is already where you want to be and ask for mentorship. Use them as a guide, as a resource, and sometimes you will even have to pay for the mentorship. Sometimes you'll have to get into those rooms, those seminars, just to learn from the people you need to learn to get to where you want to be. Now, one thing that was so big and major for me, and this was actually one of the things that has really helped me to be where I am today, is that I had to start with the end in mind. And I'm talking about thinking long term and also having a long-term vision. That is one of the things that was so big for me, because even as early as 20, as I was starting, I had to have the vision of the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next 30 years. Where is it that I was going to be with a particular skill or with whatever I was trying to master? Now, if you're this person, you could be, let's say, between 18 to 35, maybe a student still studying, or even a young professional. You're already also there, doing something. You're trying to create an extra source of income, or even a source of income for yourself. We all know most of the time it's not easy, maybe due to unemployment. Some also are underemployed, and you are trying to look for something that could help you to make that extra source of income. I could be in a position to share with you how I actually did it from the age 20, all the things that I've been able to learn, a step-by-step guide, so that you can be able to do it for yourself. Now, if you're that person, you can just inbox ready or comment ready, and I'll be able to share with you everything I know and how I was able to do it from scratch up to where I am right now, and even the things that I'm doing up to today to move to the next level that I want to be.